welcome back to week 5, our second last week of mobility that we're going to do. Just to mention off the top, each week I'm giving you guys suggestions if you need some kind of inspiration on different types of stretching or mobility to do. But if you find one that's really effective or you've got a hot spot that you need to address, absolutely feel free to go back to the ones that work. Everyone's going to be different, everyone's going to have things that they can work on. So work what's best for you. Excellent. Alright, having said that, we're back to our lower body now, but now we're going to focus once again a little bit on our posterior chain and what's happening with that. First thing we're going to do is our hamstrings. Now for most people, our hamstrings are notoriously tight, and not only does that limit our range of motion and kind of puts our leg bone nut center in the hip socket, but it also pulls on everything else. So if we have a tight back, quite often it's sometimes because our hamstrings are tight or our glutes are tight as well. We've done glutes before, so let's talk about our hamstrings today. This is a really nice effective stretch, and all we need is some kind of post. So that can even be the inside of a door frame or any kind of rig that you have at home or in the gym. What we're going to do is, I'm going to get my butt as close to the pole as I can. I'm going to try and prop one leg up and the other leg down, so both legs are straight. Now if we're super tight in our hamstrings, we won't be able to get that leg straight, and that's okay. It's absolutely fine if there's a small bend in the knee, alright? Don't force this stretch at all. The other thing I want us to make sure is that we've got our lower back pressed into the floor, so there should be no daylight seeping through our lower back. So once again, we're engaging our core just a little bit to crunch it, making sure that lower back is flat. And we can do a couple of things here. We can hang out here for 2 minutes, or if you want a deeper stretch, my other leg that's on the floor, I'm going to bring that knee up to my chest for 5 repetitions, and that actually gives me a deeper stretch in the leg that's up in the air. The other thing that we can do is gently point our toe towards our shin, and that is giving me a deeper stretch here as well. So just remember, small bend in the knee if we're super tight is absolutely fine. This is one as well that we want to breathe through it, and it wants to be when we're already a little bit warmed up. So even after exercise or after a walk, this is a nice stretch. But if our muscles are really cold in winter, just be careful about going into end range. Alrighty, our next stretch today is also one of my favorite stretches, and this is what we call a V-split stretch on the wall. And it's going to work our adductors and all these tight muscles on our inner thigh. Quite often if our quads get overworked or if our glutes aren't engaging as they should, these muscles work overtime and then they get notoriously tight and they start pulling our knees inwards, which is not what we want. So this is a nice one also at the end of a session to relax and kind of regain our composure. What we're going to do is we're going to get our butt as close to the wall as we can, and then we're going to sweep up, kick our legs up on the wall. Once again, if we have tight hamstrings, these knees are going to be bent a little, and that's okay. But we're going to try and get our butt as close to the wall as possible. Like our hamstring stretch, we're going to make sure there's no daylight in our lower back, so we're engaging here. And we're not going to force it, we're just going to let gravity over time open up our legs. So this is a nice relaxing one. All we have to worry about is our midline and making sure we're pressing our lower back into the floor. This one here for 2 minutes. Once we're done, it can be quite intense. Bringing our legs together can be quite intense on our knees. So I'm going to get my hands on the outside of my knees, and I'm going to assist bringing my legs together, and then I'm just going to peel myself off the wall. And last one we're going to do today is for a QL. So all these muscles in our tight lower back, we're going to give some freedom to. It's going to be very similar to one that we've done on our glutes before, but instead of being below the waistline, now we're above the waistline. And for this one here, we just want to avoid, once again, any kind of bony areas. So we're going to work between our lower rib cage and our pelvis. This kind of fleshy belt along here is where we're going to work. Never on top of our spine, just to either side. So we can have our feet up on a chair or it can be a sofa or a couch, anywhere that can assist us. I'm just going to have my heels propped up, so my knees at 90 degrees. I don't have my whole feet on the actual chair, just my heels. I'm going to find that ball. I'm going to place it, once again, in that soft area. I'm going to gently engage and press into the ball. So once again, I don't want a big arc in my lower back. I want to try and flatten it out. And as I do that, whatever side the ball is on, I'm just going to drop my knees to the side. And breathe out. Drop my knees to the side. And breathe out. The other thing that we can do is also bring our knee to the chest and bring it back. Knee to the chest and bring it back while we're pressing into that ball. So 2 minutes on one side, and within those 2 minutes, we can move that ball a couple of different places around our back, and then 2 minutes on the other side, and we're going to drop our knees to that side again, finding different places to put that ball. So let's recap for this week. We've got our hamstring stretch where we've got our leg kicked up on a door frame or a pole, 2 minutes each side. We've got our beautiful V-split stretch, dropping our legs to the side, pressing our lower back into the floor, working our inner thighs. And then over here we're working our QL, all these muscles in our lower back using the ball, 2 minutes on either side as well. So 10 minutes and you're done.